Hey Wink Group, it's your girl Nona Bishop. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you to the Wink Group for letting me facilitate this week's video, for lack of a better word. So as I said, I'm your girl Nona B. Just to give you a little bit background about myself, I started e-coaching with Nona back in 2016, and I life coach to women who have been through traumatic situations, and because of the trauma in their life, they feel stuck and can't move forward. So I help them kind of move forward to get where they want to be, execute their goals, start their businesses up, and free of the things that hold them hostage. I also wrote a book called Love Like Dynamite. It came out on June 4th. It's a personal story. It's a love story or lack of love story. But anyway, the book details my early life to young adulthood and how being abandoned by my parents due to their drug addiction and consistent incarcerations, how I would be in relationships with other people, how a lack of love from my parents or love that I needed from my parents actually influenced friendships, sisterships, intimate relationships, and just overall familial relationships. So the book comes from a really personal place, and I'm really proud of the project. Yay, go me. It took me a really long time to write the book, about 7 years. So I'm actually pretty proud of it. It's off to a good start. I have some other things coming down the pipeline, such as Nona's Mobile Notary, which will be out probably at the end of the summer, where I'll be providing notary service after hours to people in the Bergen community section of New Jersey and also New York City. And if you guys need to get in touch with me, here's some of my handles. I took a page from my cousin who was last week's presenter, and she wrote it out. So Kizzy, shout out to you, girl, because this was a bomb ass idea. So anyway, you guys can catch me on Facebook under Nona Bishop, Instagram I am Nona Bishop or Nona_B. My website is All Things Nona Bishop, and you can email me at allthingsnonabishop.com. So when all else fails, just Google Nona Bishop, and one of my handles will come through. But thank you, ladies, to the Wink Group for having me, and thank you, Wink Group members, for actually tuning into the video. So today I want to talk to you guys about how toxic relationships affect your bottom line. And often we all probably know toxic people, and we don't think that their influence or our friendship or relationship to them influences us either way. Like, we're always like, well, that's them, that's not me, that has nothing to do with me, or I understand this person and what they've been through, so I give them a pass, we're still friends. Or sometimes it's just historical, right? Their family, and you feel like because they're family they get a pass, or just because you've known this person for 20 years and that in their heart maybe that's not who they were, or it's some type of personal allegiance. But I want to kind of just talk to you about that. So actually, what is a toxic relationship? A toxic relationship is anything that compromises your happiness, that compromises your spirit. Those people that when they come around, you can be on cloud nine. It could be the best day in the world, and as soon as they come around, you're like, here she go again. Or that girlfriend that calls you up, and as the phone ringing, you got a headache because you know that they got a problem for every damn solution. So those are toxic people that, when you leave them, you feel the same as they feel. So energy is transferable, right? So if someone is just like a negative person and everything is always wrong, and you just won a lotto, but they come around you and suddenly you don't feel so good, and that's because, it's vicarious. Like, I can transfer my energy onto you. So as we are, building our brand, entering the entrepreneurial world, or maybe we're already established and we are just, continuing to gain momentum, why it's important to keep toxic people away from you. So if you are not in the best shape of yourself, your mental health, then that will affect your business, whether you realize it or not. And maybe your business is actually thriving, but you're not in a good place. But imagine if you just have positive people pouring into you around you, then your business will be that more successful. So with energy being transferable, if you have the wrong kind of people around you, or people that kind of are pessimistic and they don't really believe anything works, and oh, you shouldn't do that, and how are you going to do that? And because I always like to give a personal story, I remember about 2 years ago, I probably was in, I was in a toxic space, or a pessimistic space at the very least. My girlfriend, shout out to the other Kizzy at Gus Spices, had created a seasoning and was having a launch party, and I was very happy for her to enter the entrepreneurial road. And she had a launch release, or a release party, a launch party, whatever you want to call it, to release her seasoning. I showed up, I bought some seasoning, and we talked about it like a few weeks later, and she said, hey girl, how'd you like the seasoning? And I said, yeah, it was really great, but it's too much Lawry's in it. And she said, well, it's not any Lawry's seasoning in it. And I said, yeah, well, it sure tastes like that. And then I had went on to say, like, yeah, it's cool, but I have to use some other stuff with it. And I said, it's nothing against your seasoning, but it's not good, just alone. And it actually was a really good product, and I probably was in a bad space and didn't realize that I was shifting my energy onto her, and it probably was just some unmet needs on my behalf that I needed to tend to. And instead of just saying, hey girl, your seasoning is great and I love it, I found reasons to kind of floor her seasoning. And just imagine if she would have listened to me. And I recently bought some for her, and I'm like, girl, wow, you really perfected your seasoning. It's such a keen taste these days. But imagine if she would have listened to me and said, you know what, Nona doesn't like it, or just she let my opinion or my negativity influence how she did her business. And sometimes when our projects are new or infants, our businesses are in an infantile stage, we really need to be mindful of the people that we keep around us and the energy that we keep around us, because energy is transferable. So just in thinking about how we deal with toxic people and you're trying to branch out your business, we really have to be mindful of the space and protect our energy and protect our space. So I can be a little long-winded, and in the essence of time, I would just say to you is that when you're dealing with toxic people in your space, you can love people from a distance, because sometimes we have allegiance because it's historical, their family, the friendship has been, in existence forever, or, we kind of know these people's story and we're like, they've been through so much, so I want to give them a pass. And we can give people a pass, but I would just say love from a distance, be friends from a distance, protect your space while you're building your brand, while you're gaining momentum, or maybe your brand is flourishing and you want it to continue to flourish. I would just say protect your space, protect your peace, and love people from a distance. Hope that my story was helpful to you guys, and hope that you are kind of on the lookout for relationships that doesn't feel so good, that make you compromise who you are, your energy, your spirit. Have a wonderful, whimsical Wednesday. It's your girl Nona B signing off, and just in case you didn't get a chance to get my handles, here they are again. And yay, thank you, Wink Group, for having me. Thank you for letting me share my wisdom, and signing off. It's your girl Nona B. I am Nona Bishop, Nora Bishop, just Nona Bishop. Have a great day.